fire in my lungs. Well, I am not afraid, I've known it all along. A calm before the storm, a whistling in the trees, a paranoia is blowing in the breeze. And all I've ever found is burning to the ground. And all I'll ever do is burn a hole in you. A spark becomes a flame, the wheels begin to rust, a passion turns to ash, lovers turn to dust. A wildfire swept over me, a burning bright and out of control. A wildfire swept through me, turning my insides to black, destroying everything in its path. A fire fills the air, the smoke is everywhere. It's darker than disease, it brings you to your knees. Love begins to choke, lives go up in flames. Everything will burn and nothing will remain. A wildfire swept over me, a burning bright and out of control. A wildfire swept through me, turning my insides to black, destroying everything in its path. How did I survive? Burnt but still alive. A part of me has died. From ashes I will rise. A wildfire swept over me, a burning bright and out of control. A wildfire swept through me, turning my insides to black. A wildfire swept over me, a burning bright and out of control. A wildfire swept through me, turning my insides to black, destroying everything in its path. Destroying everything in its path. Destroying everything in its path. Oh, destroying everything in its path. Destroying everything in its path.
All right. Thank you very much.
So guys, thank you very much. What an incredible performance that was by Mariachi El Bronx.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so delighted that you guys came here to perform. I'm a huge fan of the band. What was your initial reaction when you were told or asked how do you feel about playing in this gig in someone's living room?
You don't really know until you get, because it's one thing on paper, but when you show up somewhere, and then you kind of are able to kind of see what the situation is, it's a whole nother thing. So, I mean, we just love playing music, and something like this, with, such a cool history, and it's like we love Scotland, so it was just like, let's just go for it,
You're also playing King Tut's. You're over here on doing a tour. One of those dates is where you just played Edinburgh, and you're also playing in Glasgow at King Tut's. That venue is celebrating its 25th birthday this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I take it, has it got a bit of a reputation, King Tut's, all the way over in LA? And
I mean, it's a classic venue, It's just kind of one of those places that where, if a band's played it, they've kind of, they've kind of been around and broken their teeth and done some shows. It's a it's a place where, you know, it's kind of like a you know,
whiskey or a rock.
Yeah, it's a notch in the belt. You know, it's one thing. I mean, 25 years. I mean, that's just amazing. You know, especially it's like you have a place that has that much history. It's really cool because nowadays those places are disappearing. You know.
We've had a few bands play here in the living room, but we've never had an 8-piece band, let alone an 8-piece mariachi band.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it's like for me looking and watching and listening to you guys. It was just incredible. But what's it like for you guys facing out a living room effectively and a bunch of people?
That is awesome.
I love it. I mean, I you know, it's like one of the cool things that this band has brought to us is you know, putting us in these strange kind of places. You know, it's like with the Bronx, you know, it's and I don't mean to like say typical, but you know, it's kind of a kind of classic rock and roll thing where you do the tours, you know, the clubs, you do this and you do that. With El Bronx, it was such a kind of no rules, no idea what was going to happen type of thing that, you know, you find yourself, you know, like with the Foo Fighters stadium tour and like opening up for the Killers, and like we played this Olympic ski instructor's mansion, and like it was like a, you know, an Olympic fundraiser thing and all this weird stuff. And you know, you find yourself in places like this. It's just so refreshing and it's so awesome, you know, because it really is when you do stuff like this for a living, you know, the goal is to not let it become stagnant, boring, to not get jaded, to not get burnt out, to keep things fresh and creative and innovative. And this type of thing feeds that. It helps it, you know, it kind of shakes up the pattern a little bit. So absolutely 100% loved it.
When it was Joby's idea to do a mariachi song for a Bronx song to cover it, and you know, that was 6, maybe 7 years ago now. We got 3 records out, and you know, we're here playing in your house. So, you know, children in the room, don't listen to what anybody tells you. You truly can do whatever you want to do with your life. So go for it. Cellmates. Yeah, this song's about prison.
Your face in iron walls, and I keep crawling on back to you. And honestly, will you wait for me? A little world, promise me one day I'll be free. This kind of place, it brings you down, and everyone's dragging their feet on the ground. Your kind of face could save a soul. It keeps me crying all night to you. But honestly, will you